Hello, everybody. Today I'm here with the next set of levels for Dr. Mario World, and we're just going to get right into it. We have no new characters to try to unlock. I really don't have anything to say. It shouldn't be too bad. I didn't have any hard times with any of these levels. I guess with some of the time ones, maybe. But I really don't think you should have that hard of a time. So let's just get into it here. The first level, it looks very, very easy, and there's a little bit to it, but for the most part it's as easy as it looks. I think I actually almost lost though, so maybe I shouldn't be as cocky as I am being, but my suggestion is to go for all the locks right away, if you can, of course, and you should be able to get to the green one and the red one pretty quickly. The red one first and the green one, and then the blue one's a little bit trickier to get to, but you really just need to get rid of this red bomb at the bottom. And then once you get rid of that, then you can get to the blues on this side, finally being able to get that key, or sorry, the lock, my bad. And then all of the keys are opened up, and some of them will probably start falling. If you're like me, I have this green one in the way, so that's a little annoying. And the problem with this is that you're going to have to build back up to these because the keys are covering the top of them. Now luckily they all line up nicely in a square. So if you are careful, you shouldn't need to go back for any. Here I should have gotten rid of this row once before getting rid of the bomb so that there wasn't a row remaining when I was done. And the thing I'm doing on this red side here is really dumb as well. I should have done it differently, but I really wasn't worried on points since this was the first level of the area. It's usually never hard. So I just went for it. And then obviously we have enough points, so I just brought another capsule to get those keys down a little bit faster. I feel like all but one of them I should have been able to beat on my first try. Maybe two of them, considering the time stages as well. But for the most part, they were pretty straightforward. But there were some challenges for sure, and I definitely got lucky in some situations. And this one, I think we end with like 1 or 0 capsules. If I remember correctly, I don't completely remember, but when I'm starting off here, basically just hit all of the cannons. There's really not a reason not to. And then once you hit all the cannons, there will be a row of coins pretty much in the middle here that you need to clear out. And once you clear out that row, I think the rest of the coins are all unlocked at the same time. At that point, it's just clearing out all the viruses. You get the coins as you go. Actually, I think it might be that the bottom row is not yet cleared, and all the ones, yeah. So the bottom row is still caged up, but everything else is open. It's still basically the same idea. Just go for everything. And I wouldn't really worry about saving anything, because these photoviruses are going to take a lot of hits. There's a pretty good chance that there'll be stuff at the bottom, and if not, you'll have some colors you don't need at the end regardless. So really don't worry about getting rid of all the coins at this point. Just go for the viruses. You'll most likely get the coins as you go anyways. Now here I probably should use those greens to build up to that red, because now I'm probably going to end up wasting some more. Actually no, the way I did it turned out fine, but it probably would have been for the best to just do it beforehand. But what I end up doing here, I think I place, okay, so I place a green on top of that green one, and then we end up getting a double red, which I'm able to use to get to that red pretty easily. You can see right here. And then once you get that green one here, the reds are now available to clear this other red one. And then we have one more hit in each of these. And then I almost messed it up with the green. I don't know what I was trying to do. Clearly I'm going to get 3 stars, especially if I have 1 capsule remaining. But instead I try to sabotage myself here. So luckily we got 3 stars without needing any extra points. I was very close to getting Wario skill, and if I had gotten 1 capsule I definitely would have had enough for 3 stars. But I was just a little worried, and it almost actually messed up that run. But it worked out in the end. Now this one I did lose on my first try, and I think it's mostly just because I wasn't entirely sure what I was supposed to be doing. But on my second try I knew exactly what they wanted me to do. And I had a little bit better of an idea of what I wanted to do. So right away they should give you 3 double colors to get all the locks hit once. And you'll probably get some floating viruses out here that can possibly help you with the locks, but maybe not. And just go for the locks at your own leisure, honestly. I forget what the green one unlocked, but I don't think it was that big of a deal. So just go for it whenever you'd like. And this part is a little annoying as well. I think what they want you to do is to wedge some capsules in between these coins and keys, I guess. And then here I would definitely want to hit the green shell, and by doing that it would also hit the purple coin as well. So I'll do that in a second once I get another green, just lining up a blue for later. Now this next row is unlocked. Now we're going to want to go for the shell. Any other colors we can go on this right side. We have some blue and red viruses yet to hit. And I think I did the best thing with those shells there because it uniced this other green shell by doing it, so it really didn't matter. And now I can hit that green shell whenever I'd like, and it will clear that block that's across from it. And now we have all the coins unlocked as well. So in my experience, I never had to clear those bombs at the bottom. They did help with a few viruses, which you will see later, but I had no reason to clear them. It's really not necessary. And I don't know if that was the intention, or if the intention is to get down there super quick and have a bunch of viruses remaining. That wasn't the case for me, I guess, but I don't know. And that blue one lined up really nicely with that shell as well, which really worked out. This bottom corner here where I have these reds lined up, that block I have a lot of hits left in for some reason. The first time I played I didn't have that many hits, and I don't know, I guess there's probably a virus spawn down there, or when I cleared that lock I hit it once or twice. But it still has one more hit in it after this. Now this blue is lined up nicely, so we just use whatever blue we get for that. Wario skill guarantees that we already have 3 stars, so it doesn't matter. But it makes sure that we have enough capsules to complete the stage, and of course we do. And like I said, the first time I played that, I was off by just like a capsule or 2. I was very close to beating it, just not close enough. And this one, I had to play twice because on the first run, I really needed reds on both sides. Well, the green lock and on the left side, there was red. And you know what it gave me? It gave me at least 5 capsules with no reds. It was the most frustrating thing. So I just wasted a bunch of capsules at the beginning, and I wasn't able to complete it. But on this one, I still wasted a pretty good amount of capsules. Jeez. And we still clear it. And it is a little lenient because obviously there's some luck involved. And I do make a good amount of mistakes, like just clearing those blues at the bottom, because I'm not smart sometimes. And now you're going to want to get these locks right away as well. I just happen to get 2 double reds, which kind of works out for those lines. And a lot of the stage just ends up working out nicely for no particular reason. I think I got super lucky with some of the lineups and capsules they give me. And I barely beat this level, so I really needed that luck. And also, do not forget about the blocks here, because there's no way you're going to clear them all just by hitting the viruses. You will definitely need to get back to these blocks at some point. I don't know if it's worth bringing in someone like Wendy for it, but actually I think Koopa Troopa would be way better than Wendy. But still, don't forget about them. I use a bunch of greens up top. If you have 4 next to each other, I suggest clearing all 4 at the same time. One of them will probably become depleted of all its coins, and then you just have 3 left, which is way easier to clear. I see some reds on the bottom, so using these greens up top, bringing down 1 red, we finish it with 2 capsules. Thanks to Wario, of course. And I really don't know who to bring in. Like I said, I think Koopa Troopa would be better than Wendy, but I don't even know if Koopa would be that great, so I don't know. Survey your options. But this one, I feel like Bowser Jr.'s got to be the best for this one. I played it with Wario twice, and I was really close on my first run. But Bowser Jr. is so much easier. So just bring in Bowser Jr. And if you brought in Bowser Jr. right away, you'll never know the experience of not bringing him in, because it's a lot more annoying, I'd say. But I don't know. The point of the stage is that you barely ever activate the electric boxes, so when you do, it really kind of messes you up. And also, this is key, and I guess pun intended, because make sure to get rid of all the viruses in between the keys and the doors before hitting a lock. So you can see on this red, in this red section for example, there is a blue one in between the red key and the red door. When I hit that lock, that blue one is still going to be in the middle of them. The key will cover up the top of it, and I will have to go at it from the side. Now in this particular situation, it's going to be okay because these blues are across from each other. I just cleared them both at the same time. But that's not always going to be the case, especially on the far left and I guess just the far left, and then on the left side of the green section. And especially if you don't bring in Bowser Jr., then the bubbles will fall when you break some of the electric boxes, and then there really won't be a great way to get in between the door and the viruses. So be careful with that. That messed up some of my runs in the past with Wario. But again, Wario's just not the best character to bring in. And you can see in every other section here, I cleared out all the viruses in between the doors and the keys, except for these blue ones, so we will have to go back for it, which we'll do right now. Bring in the rainbow capsule, we finish it off. And no worries on points on that one. All 5 of these levels did not have a point, like a crazy amount of points you needed a 3-star, which I really appreciated. We've been seeing it a lot in the past, and I'm sure we'll see it in at least a few of these levels coming up, but so far we have not seen it. And same goes for the time stages. If you beat them, you should get 3 stars. So let's go into the time stages here. We're going to switch back to Wario. I used Wario for the first 2 and a different character for the last one. And the first 2 I beat on my first try, but you gotta watch and see just how close I got to failing. You can tell it's my first try because I am just kind of flailing around. And this one is really just go. Just go, go, go. All you've got is pink and green on screen, so you're going and breaking things as quickly as you can. I would suggest going for the electric bombs, honestly, whenever you can. But when you're playing, you're not really thinking about where you're placing things. You're just darting your eyes to whatever color matches the capsule you have and throwing it in there. There isn't a lot of strategy involved. But if you are trying to use some strategy, like I said, go for the electric bombs. They clear out quite a lot and can clear out anything. It doesn't have to be in the vicinity. It can clear anything. And these cannons are really important to clear as well because it'll hit everything in the row. If you get to it early, great. If you get to it late, it doesn't really matter. When you clear out everything, all of the items, you will almost definitely have a few viruses still remaining. Probably shouldn't be all that much, and also just continue to clear viruses as you go. Don't focus entirely on the items, I think. I don't know, at the end I think I actually end up with only items. And actually, this one ice block, which almost... I put my phone down, I was like, oh, I made it, and then I looked, I was like, it's not done, there's an ice block. But again, there's only 2 colors, so it wasn't going to be that hard to clear the final ice block. So with 4 seconds left, we clear it. Very scary, but if you think that's rough, check out this next one. This one's even more insane, and this one is a lot more strategy and puzzle involved, and I believe this is a carbon copy of a level we've seen before. It might be that level didn't have bombs or had 3 colors instead of 2, but it's the same idea, where you're going in a loop with the coins, and I didn't realize that at first, but I'm like, okay, the coins are not opening, there's the coin I need to go for, and then you just start following the line. And I think the assortment of pink and blue is random, so the colors that I have might be different from the colors you have, but I had a lot of blues line up really nicely, so it's really easy to clear that right side. And then getting to the bottom, you hit that shell, and it really does a good amount for you. Not only does it hit all the viruses at the bottom, but it also hits one of the coins for you. And then the next coin is pretty easy to hit. At this point, I'm really worried. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to beat this, but I got to just keep going. And I'm barely focusing on the viruses, I'm just focusing on the coins, which I think is really important in this one. If viruses line up nicely and you have the color for it, great. If it doesn't line up nicely, just clear the coin and move on. You can come back to that virus later. And you're constantly getting a lot of points, which is really great for Wario specifically, because you get a skill a lot. Once you get this final coin at the bottom here, all 4 of the middle ones open up. Clear them whenever you like. Look at the time I have left. I was so worried. We get Wario's skill, back up to 10 seconds, and now we just book it. We gotta hit this bomb here. We need some blues quick. I misplaced that. Look, 1 second. I feel like I lost, and it gave me a tiny little bit just in case, and I did it. It really seemed to linger on that 1 second, didn't it? But we beat it with 1 second left. I don't know if I've ever done that before, but that was crazy. And the last one, unfortunately, I was not able to do on my first try, unlike the first 2, because I felt like, well, it is almost definitely possible with Wario. It's really annoying, really frustrating. Just bring in Dry Bowser. It might not work on your first try, but for me, this is my first try with Dry Bowser, and it worked out exactly as it is intended to work out. So just clear everything on the top here, and by the time you do, you should almost definitely get Dry Bowser's skill. I cleared a few more things, and then we clear that, and he hit the bottom row, which is exactly what we want. It clears out the blocks on the bottom row. Using a skill again kind of messes up some things, but if we got a skill again, I would just complete the level. So now we just keep going, clearing it as fast as we can. If you bring in Dry Bowser, you will for sure need to have a little bit of time left to get some points. But if you bring in Dry Bowser and it works as intended, you should have no problem with that. So we are done. I'm going to go ahead and try and beat the next set of levels right away. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm going to try. So thank you for watching, and I will see you then. I hope it goes well. Let me know if you had any trouble, how it went. Anyways, I will see you then. Goodbye.